Woman.
You just spoke in my video.
That's alright.
Welcome to another edition of Rita's Video Blog. I wanted to share something with Aaron, but first I will get down to brass tacks. I got back from my therapist appointment. My voice and his opinion is getting better. I told him what songs I'm practicing. He loved the idea. Gave him some resources of stuff that I can use and not use just in case for future reference. He went out of his way. He PDF'd the itinerary yesterday after having some problems. He got it done. He also PDF'd after he made a PDF copy of the breast augmentation letter, and then he faxed it out. When I called the doctor doing my surgery for breast augmentation, and I told this to Erin, the doctor was so kind that she said, "I'll get this right to the doctor right now." Where's the other surgeon when you do it? I told my therapist the other surgeon doesn't even know what the hell is going on. I mean, New Year's Eve, right? Did I even speak about it? I don't think so, but Aaron can get in the video if he wishes. The damn video about what I told you. The idiot doctor, remember how he asked a question about where's the therapist referral on New Year's Eve?
Yes.
And his administration
the whole problem is that their staff isn't talking to each other. It's like they each live in a house in various different places of the country, never communicate with each other other than to say, "Why'd you do this?"
So my therapist...
Can you trust them when they do that? It seems like the whole office is incompetent.
My therapist pretty much basically has said, why trust a person that asks for referrals when his administrator has the referrals.
And he's supposed to have them.
And he's supposed to have them. I sent out the last one New Year's after he told me my referrals weren't in order for surgery. Then I told him his administrator has the copies. His medical assistant has a copy, and he's got a copy. I also told my therapist today, I called up the hospital to speak about the billing problem when they were telling me they only take Part B.
Yeah.
Basically, they said that they only take Part B. The doctors can take Part B. Part A is for the hospital. I had to call the hospital billing on that.
Which means hospital billing does take Part A and B, and if you have an extended stay from recovering from surgery, it's on the hospital. So, yes, they take Part A.
Exactly. Yet they said, they said, oh, we only take
You don't
Part
stay
B.
in the doctor's private home, and he doesn't have his own recovery rooms.
Anyway, so the therapist talked about that. He said he's got his own theories. However,
not like that doctor in Thailand who does have his own clinic with his own recovery rooms, his own staff.
The doctor, my therapist said the doctor, in his opinion, he wouldn't trust because you don't ask for something you already have, plus the fact that the doctor must be overworked because he can't remember everything or what he said, and then he says one thing and does totally opposite.
Well, two of his staff are saying all your papers in order, and he's saying they're not.
Don't forget the therapist also said today
Then him and one of his nurses are saying that they take Part A and B, and the other one's saying that you have to have pre-approval, which is Part C.
And then my therapist also said, how can you trust a guy who says one thing, does another, then doesn't answer any questions when you got a flight coming up next month, and we have to call and get answers yet again, and then he says, on top of that, because we're going to be pushing our luck on the whole ticket thing, and then he says, on top of it all, how can you trust a clinic that won't let Aaron or my therapist or my psychiatrist or my primary care physician be a witness?
Yeah, and they don't want anybody else on the phone call with her. I mean, that right there sounds like a setup. We don't want you to have any way of saying what we said in this conversation. Well, why are they trying to protect themselves that way and leave it so only one person is the witness, and that, that's not right.
Exactly. Therapist said, the best course of action right now, in his opinion, is to totally go around and and as he said, the therapist himself said, that we the people should just focus on breast augmentation because right now we're going in circles. I mean, we get it done, there's a roadblock for gender confirming surgery. We get another one, there's a roadblock for gender confirming surgery. He said at least the wheels are rolling. Now, if the surgeon basically says no on breast augmentation from now until the date we go to the consultation for breast augmentation, then there's going to be some problems, as the therapist said, because we just forked out more money just to get it done. And he says, how much more money are we going to be forking out to get denied? That's something that he said pretty much, you know. We talked maybe 3 minutes on video games. We talked about my hair. We talked about cigars for about 2 minutes. We talked about politics for 4. But when it came to the transgender issues, he's just, you know, I've been discriminated a lot. He just doesn't want me being discriminated against the medical clinic because they're jackboots, as he put it, jackboots. So we just got to continue to move on. So we got the endo on board, the psychiatrist on board, and the therapist on board. So now we see what happens, you know. So I got up, went to my appointment. We had time. We could have went by the smoke shop, but me and Aaron decided no money, plus the fact it could have costed a lot more. We did do the makeup today. I think it's, what, yellow? Or is it?
I used a greenish.
Yeah, yes.
With green sparkles. It's a very light green, kind of a yellow green, but...
So, and as I said for some of you out there, today's lipstick, oh, I haven't told you today, it's been rose. Goes good with the scarf and the stuff I was wearing earlier, so... And, so I had no trouble today going anywhere, you know, was Miss and Ma'am. When I got walked out, you know, I had a couple people, having trouble. By the way, I do want to say something, and I will vent in this video before I go and leave the game system to Aaron. I wanted to say that there's too many damn idiots on the road up here because of the snow.
Yeah, we almost got run over by a teenager in a bright red Mustang.
And
Girl
then,
wasn't watching where she was going and flooring it down the main street.
And then I had a lady driving, it was like one of those very expensive sports cars. I think it was like a Dodge Viper or something. This one woman drove. She took it so fast, and I was like trying to get out of the way. I almost slipped and broke my back and my bag and everything.
Mind you that this is on snowy roads. What if they had to slam on their brakes? They're going to fishtail all over the place. Their wheels will not grip the road. Are they morons? This is how people total their cars. And it's also how pedestrians get killed by motorists.
Exactly. And because of it, you could see what's going on in this world. So, the problem is
I noticed today also, all the car dealerships, not one of them shoveled their sidewalk. Most of the businesses were shoveled out.
I had to
It's like, what? They expect that if you don't have a car, you shouldn't be walking?
I had to take a side road because the snow was about 2 to 3 feet in places.
Yeah, the city.
And I had to, you know, like this just to get to a dry
Nobody
thing.
is frickin' doing their sidewalks out here.
And as you can see, if you can see it, I have a spare pair of socks I took with me. And my feet was completely wet. I'm glad I didn't wear tights because they would have just stuck like a magnet.
Too.
Well, I followed my
Nobody did any of the cleaning, but the road I took, the sidewalks were clean.
Well, as soon as I got...
Jack in the Box was the worst. It was all piled up.
I didn't go by it. I went past the Jack in the Box, on the cross, and then walked that way.
And then Dairy Queen was pretty bad because Dairy Queen didn't have anything shoveled either.
Well, they weren't going to. Their employees...
It was shoveled all the way kind of around the building. but you had to walk all the way around to their parking lot because there was no way to get through.
Oh, and that's the other thing. Even though people eat McDonald's and Burger King, and they call them gut bombs, people are starting to complain about the gourmet price of the Dairy Queen burgers.
But the Dairy Queen burgers are almost worth the price. I'm sorry, a Big Mac's usually like $4.99 or something without being on sale, but they've lately been on sale 2 for $5. I'd rather have one of those than have 2 Big Macs. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If you just can't handle it that the price isn't the same as a Big Mac for a half-pound burger when a Big Mac's less than a quarter-pound burger, I think you got a bit of a screw loose. Because essentially the amount of meat you get in that for half the price, whatever, is gourmet half-pound rather than mincemeat, who knows what the heck's in it. It could be alien brain matter for all we know. And you want a real burger for the price of alien brain matter? I'm sorry, it doesn't work.
Aaron was talking yesterday at McDumpers, that's what we nicknamed it, where he said mystery meat.
Yep.
Anyways, just to share.
It should be called spam because it's something posing as meat.
So, just share with you all, me and Aaron's package from Angela is still in Des Moines, Iowa.
On January 3rd, 2 days ago.
Yes, it hasn't been scanned unless they just were too busy to scan it. Then we don't know where it is. So, anyways, I wanted to share that with you all. That my therapist...
Hope I didn't get into the camera.
My therapist pretty much said, you know, and I'm not going into, said that in the end, we gotta keep moving, and that means if we have to put gender-confirming surgery on hold, then we better just work on breast augmentation because we can actually keep moving down the list. So I agree with my therapist.
Prinnies.
I also told my therapist that if I gotta put everything on hold except for breast augmentation, I will start focusing monthly, going and paying the $160 to get laser done again until it's done and till it's fully done, and then we can go from there. Because, you know, and Moppy is so dirty and grungy.
Actually, it's not dirt and grime. What happens is he ends up soaking up that water and his hair turns dark.
Poor Moppy.
And so now he's just a waterlogged beastie that needs to dry off.
So my plan today, everyone, is I got one thing to read in the Bible, which is not Bible verses. There's a story in it about how accurate is the resurrection of Christ. And then, before that, I will do the laundry. And then I will leave Aaron to play the game that he wants to play for a while. Meanwhile, this bark move gets to be punished just a little longer for barking. So, please give me your suggestions and comments out there for what you think should be. Should I focus on gender-confirming surgery like Jessie Girl would recommend, or should I just focus at least breast augmentations getting done, even though the other doctors are being idiots, you know? No offense to them. No offense to them. The other thing we got to do today is call the phone number for the hotel. So, and I just wanted to share with you all the newsletter I just got, the Ruger. They've been trying to sell their new American pistol that, in my opinion, doesn't even look nice. So, anyways, please let me know your comments when it comes to the problem that I have. You know, should I just keep moving forward with the wheels turning for breast augmentation? Or should I sit and fight to get gender-confirming surgery, which could be a while?
I'd worry about the breasts, and I'd send a printy army after that one doctor. And let him deal with penguins with scimitars.
What a hassle, dude. Can I have it raised, dude? Can I have a raise?
Go and attack that doctor. Here's your scimitars. Run along.
So, the other thing I wanted to share with you all is we will be getting the phone call made today for the phone. For the hotel where we're staying.
I wonder how many people work at SeaWorld, and while they're in the penguin enclosure, they're like, aha! Me and my pretty squad! Somebody has had to have done that.
Please add and subscribe if you like. Please post comments, leave feedback, suggestions. Thank you, and may God bless you all.